Donkey Kong did what? I'm sorry, what?
Hi, are we live?
Yeah, we are now.
Uh-oh. Hi, everybody. Donkey Kong got spaghetti up his nose.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. This is the latest in a series of attempts by my beloved
Just to,
girlfriend
to
to
stabilize you before we go live. I'm trying to cultivate a certain sort of energy, you understand.
sort of energy where I'm desperately, desperately afraid before we go
Uh-huh.
live.
Yeah.
Oh, well, welcome, everyone. It's nice to see you all here.
Hi, everybody. Fear me.
I do regularly. Oh, my gosh, look at that donation total. That's significant.
It is. It's the most secret funny sex number I've ever seen.
Spaghetti Con, the past tape. I do. I like
Mm.
Spaghetti Kong. Well, that's a thought. I forgot to turn something on before stream start.
Mhm.
Um, there we go.
And what would that be, my love?
The word ban incentive, just in case.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
Curious how Spaghetti Kong reminded you of that.
Good question. Next question. Hey, Alice. Good to see you. Hey, Vixie. Hey, Vera. Ah, I don't know if there is unspooky urban exploration. I don't know how much urban exploration is involved in these games, TBQH, but I had to say something in the in the stream title, so I was just like, it's 5 minutes before go live. Oh, pains.
I think there's what I would call little to none. Oh, sorry, what happened?
Well,
I think the cat got his toe stuck in my shirt.
oh no, toe
Oh look,
stuck. Dear God, toe stuck.
you can't just shred my shirts whenever you want to get up. You need a little help. I'm sorry if I scared you.
Oh, baby boy. Oh, Alice, I'm sorry. That's rough.
I know those feels. They're not
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. I mean, you're always welcome to just chill.
Yeah.
So yeah, this month and all month we are doing a fundraiser for the Transgender Law Centre. You can see our progress at the top of the screen. If you wish to donate, you can type exclamation point donate in chat. But you know, don't overstretch yourself. Don't give if you're gonna be troubling yourself by doing so.
Yeah. If you overstretch yourself, your arm's gonna pop and there's gonna be cornstarch all over the place.
And
Just look at what happened to Stretch Armstrong.
I know it's tragic. He never was quite the same.
Why were they full of cornstarch? Did that help? Is that what that was?
I mean, I
Nobody
get
knows.
like it was so that it was squishy and squishy, so you could kind of smoosh them. I don't know if it helped with the stretching necessarily.
Smoosh Armstrong.
Smoosh Armstrong. Yeah. Spaghettification, but via donation. Oh no, I don't
Mm,
like that.
donate to our black hole to get spaghettified.
Yeah.
Did you know that all black holes transport you to Italy?
I didn't.
It's called spaghettification. It's weird.
It's wonderful.
Did you know that
Uh-huh.
Italy's never been in the same place twice?
Relative to what?
Eternity, I guess.
I mean, I guess. I guess
Relative
that's.
Sagittarius A star.
I guess that's true. Technically.
Yeah, it's weird.
You got any other fun facts?
I'm gay.
Ah, me too. We should make out.
The fuck? Okay.
Oh. Yeah. So big news. This Saturday, Saturday 25th, we are doing our 12-hour, maybe 14-hour marathon of various games by queer developers. We're very excited to be doing it. There is a milestone that's currently still under wraps because I didn't adjust the Tiltify campaign correctly, which will unlock an extra 2 hours of the Saturday marathon. So that's exciting. It's going to be
Oh, I
running.
thought you were referencing the one where we establish a micronation.
Oh no, no, that one's that one's just before the Croak Monster.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The regional delicacy of Gross Dreamvania.
um, where was I? Oh fuck.
I have no idea.
Oh yeah,
What's happening? Where am I?
9 a.m. Saturday 25th. Don't miss it. We have at least one. Well, no, we have
Game.
one. We have one exclusive game. We
Oh,
have an exclusive demo of Mixed Feelings Elysium by Spoony Cat, who has graciously given us a pre-release demo, and we're very excited to look at that because we played Mixed Feelings during the last one, and it was really cool.
yeah.
Yeah. So, without further ado, let's get into these cities. Um, oh, we're over here, huh? This is fine.
We're
It's
over
cozy.
here.
It's cozy. I
Hello,
like it.
buddy.
Reset our positions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's time to wrangle the Haunted Cities Volume 4. We're going to start with a game called Exclusion. And I'm going to try and have my finger on the trigger
Now,
for turning this volume
folks
down.
might ask why we're not starting with Haunted Cities Volumes 1 through 3. And that's because I don't know.
It's
Um,
fair.
one, I don't know if they're real. Two, I don't know why, but these are the ones that I know about, and they're good and creepy and spooky and spooky and
Mhm.
creepy.
I have actually downloaded the other ones.
Okay, so they are real.
Yeah.
Neat.
Is this running? Oh, yeah.
I have no idea, literally no idea.
I will share the screen with you when I'm good and
Okay,
ready.
didn't know.
It was just very quiet, okay?
Uh,
Playing in the order would be too straightforward for a Pride Month stream. Exactly, yeah. This is also kind of a bit of a practice run for the Pride Month. Sorry, for the marathon day because marathon day is going to involve a lot of app switching, and
mm-hmm.
I need to get fast at it. Unfortunately, that's also rather contingent on OBS playing ball. Hey OBS, you gonna be good?
No, I don't want to.
Damn son of a bitch.
Goddamn son of a bitch.
Oh shit, Vixie, thank you for the $25 via Tiltify. My
Oh,
love,
heck, Red, thank you.
can you check that real quick while I do battle with this fucking thing?
I'm gonna try so hard, but I'm indisposed as far as. Oh, Kitty, no, don't leave me. No. Well, Boof has left,
No.
and now I'm the saddest. But I can also check that probably now. Probably.
Hell yeah. Okay, for reasons best. Oh, Nairi's streaming. Sweet. For reasons best known to fucking OBS, it didn't want to work with the. Christ, my brain's not working tonight.
Oh no.
It didn't want to work with the fucking game capture, so it's window capture all the way.
Okay. So we did. We got $25 from Big Vixie, which thank you very, very much. An incentive has been claimed, and I can't see it because Tiltify is a good website made by
Oh
good people.
yeah. Oh, beans. I need to work out how to let you see that because that's.
I know, it'd be really cool.
Ba-ba. Ah, Vixie has claimed a MS Paint doodle and has requested that
Hell
we
yes.
draw Crystal Star Fox, which I'm very excited for.
Hell yes.
Okay.
Good. It shall be so. On my ancestors. So what is the did this come with a name? This
Uh,
first game?
Exclusion.
Exclusion.
The full title's Exclusion Zone. So sandwich optional but optimal.
Cool.
So we started outside of a funny, cool bunker-looking thing.
Funny big wall, sort of. It's
Oh, I saw some light, but only out of the corner of my eyes.
I'm already scared.
Ooh. Oh, we've got off the beaten path. This could only be good. What are you?
Oh, spooky. Seems like a bad place to have built that. To need all those stilts.
So this is water, I think.
That's typically what it's referred to. How far out can you go? We're just gonna. It's one of those secret games where it looks like there's a funny little tiny game there, but you just can keep swimming out, and eventually there's like an entire. It's just the whole planet Earth is modeled 1-to-1. We could just do anything, anywhere, forever.
Alice says this is kind of nice. Reminds me of things I see in my dreams. Yeah. Ah, I found an invisible wall. What a
Ah,
what a pain.
it's right next to that visible wall.
I don't think this game was made to be in a bright sunny corner. You know, yeah.
That's fair.
Fair criticism, and something to take into account for when we do our horror streams in October.
It's pink because a guy got stabbed and he threw up his Pepto Bismol everywhere. Ugh, spooky.
Ah,
Okay, immediate Skyrim horsing.
yeah. Do you think this
Like
is part
that.
of the intended gameplay experience? Just kind of,
Absolutely. Wow, you can really just kind of go, huh?
yeah. You keep. Oh my.
It's a good thing you had that procedure where they replaced your feet with those like pinwheels with suction cups at the end.
What?
Whoop! Based on local historical records and the architecture of the region, we are confident that it was a religious structure of some kind. However, its arrangement and composition are unlike any similar religious structures of the era or territory, despite superficial architectural similarities. Previous examination teams have failed to recover any furnishings, artifacts, devices, etc., that would expressly describe the henceforth temple's purpose. And while local accounts, examinations of ambient radiation patterns, and simple visual observation of the surrounding countryside leave it beyond question, I can hardly read this. It's so
Oh
tiny
jeez.
that the temple was the epicenter of the devastation. We remain entirely ignorant as to how it was that the disaster came to pass. This remains the chief objective of all examination teams dispatched to the exclusion zone.
Neat. I guess we kind of Skyrimmed a little bit around the intended route. Oh, jeez. It is reasonable to assert that the exterior area to the north of the main structure is a plot of some kind. Many such monasteries and isolated religious communes of the time featured similar outdoor areas used traditionally to cultivate a staple crop the temple's residents could survive on, or used for trade with nearby settlements. However, it remains impossible for us to determine just what was grown here. Soil traces betray no sign of any of the plants indigenous to the area, or indeed any surrounding regions from which seeds may have been imported. Stranger still, radiation of a kind entirely unique to that modest plot can still be found in the soil, suggesting the growth of some kind of radioactive plant with an extraordinary half-life, distinct even from the radiation that filled the area in the wake of the disaster. Absolutely no historical account of such a plant exists in any archive throughout the entire peninsula. Consequently, this small area of ground is of great interest to us. Examination teams are encouraged to check the area thoroughly for anything that may provide further information, no matter how seemingly minuscule. Neat. Oh, I want chameleon from the keystone inside as well. Hell yeah.
Chameleons. They're so twisty.
Hmm. Whee. Backtracking in case we missed any of the lore. Whoa, Nelly.
Oh dear. Easily the most baffling part of the temple at large is the pair of cairn stones on the shore at the bottom of the steps northwest of the complex. Nearly everything about them seems at odds with the rest of the structure and with the region itself. They are of a material that eludes identification and which cannot green light anywhere else on the peninsula. Their arrangement and indeed their very presence suggest a kind of
Clandestine.
clandestine porpoise that would likely be considered paganistic, possibly even heretical, when juxtaposed with the domestic religion of the time and territory. Yet it is obviously too close to the temple to have been kept hidden. The gong arches lining the stone steps which lead to the shore were found to have been constructed after the temple itself, but the cairns themselves,
Fucking gong art.
hitherto impossible to date accurately, are highly presumed to have been there for much longer, suggesting a deliberate acknowledgement of the cairns and the arch's construction. Finally, prior examination teams have found traces of a kind of energetic charge in the air around the cairns, not radioactive yet, with a similar half-life to radiation, and distinct from both the fallout of the disaster and the radiation found in the soil of the plots just north of the main structure. While it seems safe to assume the cairns can have... While it seems safe to assume the cairns can have had little to do directly with the catastrophe as a treat, both the purpose and their existence remain something of a fascination to us. Examination teams are encouraged to check the surrounding area, but are conditioned against protracted proximity. Many examiners who remained in the cairn's immediate presence for more than several minutes began experiencing symptoms similar to a combination of radiation poisoning and etheric plague, with at least one case resulting in death.
Etheric plague.
Cool. Cool, good fun.
I mean, these don't seem to be glowing anymore.
Yeah, it's all a bit. It's all a bit static.
It's all a bit dilapidated.
It's all a bit deli potatoed.
Boinky, boinky, boinky.
I'm not sure how linear those are intended to be. I think a lot of this is just exploring this weird complex,
Yeah, fair.
trying to figure things out. So I don't think it matters if we get those out of order.
It's neat, for sure.
Yeah, spooky. Oh, it's happening.
Oh, it's a disco.
Ah,
The swooping asymmetrical fins of the forward sheltered area have been something of a mystery to previous examination teams. Their shape and positioning perfectly enables them to gather moisture from the air on balmy days, back when the climate of the area had not been irreparably changed and such days were still possible, which is then channeled into the shallow reflecting pools set into the floor in order that they be kept filled with water. However, this almost artistic asymmetry is not present in any other part of the structure, and such a break in uniformity is in stark contrast to many of the fundamental religious tenets of the surrounding area. Put plainly, it seems an ornamental indulgence that makes no sense to us, given what little we know about those who might have occupied this place. One examiner discovered deep channels between the stones at the bottoms of the pool, which seemed to run downward some distance, but were too narrow and solid to be inspected further. Theory suggests some manner of sieve, a mechanism for gathering and storing potable water, or possibly even a cooling system for subterranean parts of the structure as yet undiscovered. Future examination teams may be dispatched with equipment suited to further exploration of these possibilities. And yeah, Vixie, I think you're right that and the story does seem to be okay. You also said that, my love, so sorry, my brain's not firing on all cylinders. I'm reading chat and trying to do brain things. I want to see what this thing is. Neat.
Alice, have you seen that hard drive article, Zero Injured in Deadly Gas Leak at the Techno Goth?
Yes!
I have seen that. It's very good. The overlook, for mercy, is one feature of the temple which can be at least partially explained. Were it not for the exclusion wall, the overlook would provide a grandiose view of the nearby lake, which is a feature the temple shares with all similar structures of the region. All are built in proximity to an inland body of water, generally at elevation, and all feature an overlook of similar construction extending from the main structure and pointing toward the aforementioned body. This is of some interest to us because we have at least some evidence to suggest that the temple was built with the specific purpose of performing whatever unique machinations precipitated the disaster, thus making the construction of an overlook something of a concession. If the temple's original purpose was not the practice of the local religion, then the overlook would be superfluous, which is how that word is said. It is possible that some of the temple's residents maintained their old beliefs and therefore necessitated the overlook's construction, which opens the possibility that the temple's purpose may not be an entirely religious one after all. It has also been suggested that it was meant merely as a prop, a visual misdirection intended to convince locals from a distance that all colors,
all atop.
I don't know why it's so hard for me. All atop the lakeside hill was normal and that nothing untoward was being conducted. Some of us find this possibility to be somewhat cynical, but it cannot yet be ruled out.
Also, Paula, thank you for the head pass.
My head is charged with power.
My tails are fuzzed with floof.
Oh god. They're like Jacob's ladders now. There's just static electricity sparking up them. It's a very cool roof on the rave.
Yeah. I like
you
it.
did a fall.
It's okay, it did not damage me.
You've got those eternal legs. Oh dear.
Oh, it's happening.
My organs are tingly.
That's probably fine. Ah, okay. Note to examination teams. Extreme caution advised when approaching main tower temple complex. Ambient radiation at dangerous levels. Protracted proximity to tower heavily discouraged. Eventual fatality is extremely likely.
Oops.
Whoops. The tower, being the obvious centerpiece of the temple structure, is presumed by most of us to be the nucleus of the disaster. The continuing extremes of ambient radiation originating from the tower's apex prevent approach, which has stymied all direct attempts at investigation into the disaster's most probable epicenter, and by extension the entire temple's express role in the calamity. This has long frustrated us for obvious reasons. It is exceedingly difficult to piece together the specifics of such a unique event using only secondary accounts, archaeological hints, and speculation. Most believe the answer to everything is waiting there at the tower's highest point, but our curiosities go ever unsatisfied. We have been looking into potential alternate means of inspection, including possible aerial passes.
Oh,
Uh,
long range mega choking. What?
I inhaled some spittle.
No.
Okay.
I hope it was your own spit.
If not mine, then whomst?
That's why I hope it's yours.
Long range examination from atop the exclusion wall. The training and application of Eastern gyre vultures, due to their intelligence, manual dexterity, and immunity to most known forms of radiation, and all other options failing, complete demolition of the tower at its base with hope of a resultant dispersal or reduction of ambient radiation allowing for approach. Neat. I'm good. I just managed to swallow some body juice in my lungs.
Just had to burn one of your 9 real quick to keep the stream going.
Yeah. Oof.
And that's dedication. Uh-oh.
That's probably fine.
From the recovered notes of Examiner Saturna, deceased. She was wronged. None of this would have happened had her sisters not wronged her so. She would have not been so lonesome, wouldn't have called out like she did. She'd have kept to her old worshippers, the ones who knew how to build her temples and channel her stones, the ones that came from where she came from. She wouldn't have had to call out across the seas to a place she wasn't known. They only tried to love her and honor her here, but our stones are not like her stones, and our air is not like her air, and that's what caused it. That's why it happened, I'm sure of it. She will be vilified once her name is learned, but it was her sisters who broke her up and threw her down. Gods above, it makes me want to cry just thinking about it. How long she must have lain there under the sand, hurting and lonely and angry, and not knowing what she did wrong. And now this. So much devastation just because she wanted to be loved, and because they wanted to love her but didn't know how. And now she's alone again, wherever she is. I don't know how to pray to her, and I would if I could. Maybe just thinking about how sorry I am for everything she's gone through will be enough. I'm sorry, sister. You deserved better. This was not your fault.
Can I ascend?
Oh. Is there a way maybe to get into that suspended chapel from up here?
Oh, I hope so. Let's see. Oh, hey, this is it. Oh.
Oh.
The central chamber beneath the tower would be, by all accounts, the part of the temple used for communal prayer and administrative gatherings. Such is the case with other religious facilities of the region, all of which feature a similar central chamber. However, given the doubt raised as to the actual purpose of the temple, we are disinclined from making such assumptions. One detail we find to be most curious regarding the chamber is the fact that not a single one of the examination teams dispatched to the exclusion zone has ever recovered any kind of talisman or artifact from within. Nothing so much as a scrap of cloth or particle of ash. While other areas of the temple show clear sign of damage and dilapidation, the interior chamber is immaculate, almost deliberately so. Scavengers are rarely so delicate in their work, which rules out the possibility of the chamber having been simply picked clean by opportunistic locals. Also curious is the fact that despite its location directly beneath the extremely radioactive tower, the inner chamber is consistently found to be one of the least irradiated areas of the complex. The stone from which the temple is constructed has no particular insulative properties, which makes this something of a mystery to us. We've continued to look into possible causes for this anomaly, but the absolute lack of salvable material has proved a severe hindrance to our efforts. Examination
Examination complete. No significant new findings.
Spoopy.
Gary.
Skeletons.
I was thinking it.
Can I?
Oh, speedrun strats.
I don't think that's any faster than going forward. Oh, well, that was that.
That was that.
That was neat. It was weird and different.
It's weird.
Alright. Well, next up, we have Grandmother's Garden.
There's a. These games aren't necessarily connected, but they all have a kind of unifying theme about them.
Oh, really?
So take that as you will.
I will. Okay. Just adjust the sound on this so that we don't get deafened when it starts up. And
Your bed, your fort.
that's maybe just a skosh loud. And I need to stream it to you, and I need to stream it to chat. Whoa, excuse me.
My God. Ah, she shares her bed with insects. She sleeps away.
Well, I sure didn't get all of that, so I hope you did. Soil is soft and loamy, the trees are sick with rot, the air begins to thicken, the rain begins to clot.
Open to a random page. The boy came to a clearing where a great
Sorry, I'm just
bloated.
adjusting the volume. There we go.
Fair. The boy came to a clearing where a great bloated tick wallowed in a shallow pond, and he found that he could not speak, for she had filled his mouth with leeches as he was running through the swamp.
Neat.
Nature's spaghetti. You will know you have come to the kingdom of the Hierophant, for the roaches will have the teeth of men, and the wasps will have not the stingers but tongues, and the worms will twist themselves into knots until they are torn and bleeding. Her mother, whose head was full of the tattered king's perverted songs, shut the girl in the attic, where blood dripped from between the teeth of the mad-eyed rocking horse, and the spiders laughed like murderers. The priestess sank into the mud, which whispered to her as it filled her ears, and she felt his oils in secret slide across the wrinkled flesh of her brain, and she shivered, and the knife burrowed under her ribs.
Neat.
It's a weird holy book.
What's up on natural 20? Touch her shoulder.
Oh, you're just in time for a Great British Bake Off.
Oh. Get digging.
Get digging. Sitting in that chair is all she does anymore. I can never tell if she's awake or asleep. Maybe she's neither, or both at the same time. I don't like her very much, and I suppose that means she belongs here. She's a part of this place. I'm a part of this place too. I don't like thinking about that. She won't even look at me. Her eyes have become roomy and opaque. They move like she's watching something, but I can't imagine what. She just looks so tired. Every breath looks like it hurts. I don't like her, but... Grandmother, why not just let her rest? You're in front of my stories. Prayer shows, old, slow advertisements, footage of leech farms. They're all she ever watches anymore. I used to watch with her, but I don't like how they make me feel.
Are leech farms? You know what? I don't want to know.
If I watch for too long, I start to feel like things are crawling around inside my skull. It's nice at first, but it starts to hurt. If I watched for as long as she does, I'd be in agony. I wonder if she feels something different than I do. Or maybe she's just not used to it. Cool house. Very house.
Shares her bed with insects. She sleeps away the night. Pretty soon her veins will blossom so she can drink away the light. Oh, it's a fence, right. I was like, are these tombstones? What are we looking at here?
What are they topped with?
Took me a moment. What have we here? A lamppost.
Makes sense. What have we there? Hard to tell.
Ah, perfectly normal well.
Oh. Oh well, our grandmother and I use it to draw fluids up from the veins below. What fluid we get depends on which phase the moon is in.
Uh-huh.
That's how wells work. During the new moon, the well gives us blood. It's the only thing the roots in grandmother's garden will eat anymore. The clots in the irrigators, even at full spray. I used to only have to clean them every week or two. Now I do it daily. Crescent and gibbous moons both give us hemolymph. It sustains us. Grandmother used to cook for us. Now I do it. I tried to teach myself many ways to prepare hemolymph, but it's difficult to make much with it apart from soup. Ugh. The half moon gives us water. It's the only time, and there's less and less with each passing month. The full moon gives us bile. Most of my free time is spent trying to find how we're meant to use it. We're meant to do something with it. I know it. I feel it urging me when I bathe my hands in it.
Oof.
The well is dark. I can't see the bottom at all, but I can hear the viscous gurgling of fluid far below. I can't draw any up until I replace the bucket. I've often wondered what would happen if I jumped down into it. Maybe I'd be carried away by the current to another place. Or maybe I'd just break apart against the stones as I fell. I'm too scared to try. The well is dark. And so is the night sky. And so is a lot of stuff at night, usually.
This game is very dark.
It is. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is this a shed? This looks like a shed. Even if it is, I can't get to it. Okay.
I think that might just be forest wall.
Mm-hmm.
Whoop. More roots. Every day there's more of them. They look like they're flowing toward the garden this time. This is gross. Aw, beans. A headstone. It's unmarked. An extortionist is buried here. I don't like remembering this one. I had to carve up the faces of 100 coins to bury with the body. My knife kept slipping and cutting my fingers. I cried and got shouted at for it. I was too young. She shouldn't have made me help her.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah, huh? A lecher was buried here. I don't remember much at all about the burial. I was too young. The only memory I have is grandmother whispering to me, telling me to throw cockroaches at the body while it was being covered in dirt. Back then, each cockroach filled my whole hand. Gross, creepy, ew. Gross, creepy, ew. A liar is buried here. We buried him when I was very young. I remember watching as his hands and feet turned to tongues as we lowered him into the ground. He slipped off the rope and fell apart. A murderer is buried here. He snarled and snapped the whole time, and we finally had to fill his mouth with stones and burn away his arms so there was no chance he could dig himself back out and come for us. It took all night. An exterminator is buried here. The greatest monster of them all. Grandmother doesn't even like me to look at this grave. He murdered so many. Not a word was spoken as we buried him. We just listened to the sizzling of the fluid as it boiled his skin away. Grandmother was laughing. A thief is buried here. One of the ones I buried alone back when I started having to do that more and more. Even as I poured the soil, the body kept sprouting hands that groped blindly at the roots in the surrounding earth. I had to sing to distract myself.
Terrifying.
Awful. An arsonist is buried here. Thinking of him makes me angry. I had built a dollhouse, and I was so proud of how its spires twisted and its veranda swallowed itself. He broke into the shed just to burn it down. He was the first one I ever buried all by myself.
Meow wow.
Jess, thank you for the
Wow, wow.
14 months. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, thank you.
Thank
Meow, meow,
you,
meow, 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 meow.
Jess. Meow.
Meowie, wowie.
Meow, meow. A blasphemer is buried here. I was only a child, but I remember him very well. He frightened me as the body lay in the earth. He looked to me and whispered, "Reject the worms, child." Grandmother split his skull with a root and made me say grace to the pallid queen for the rest of the night. I hear noises I haven't heard before.
Yeah.
A voyeur is buried here. He was buried with his eyes open, held that way by strips of tape. The body was laughing, an uncomfortable wheezing laugh I can still remember. I was younger then, but not much. A dissident is buried here. Grandmother always hated dissidents the most. I wanted to read some of his writing, but she never let me. Even with the centipedes tumbling through his eyes, he hurled accusations. I never told anyone, but in a strange way I admired him. Grandmother's taproot. One day it will grow into a massive tree, seething and terrible and vivacious. It knows the taste of 10 different monsters. Its flesh is constantly whispering, demanding more.
Normal.
Your grandma's pretty normal.
You know, the thing about this character's grandmother that I really enjoy?
Super normal, right?
Just very normal.
Hashtag just grandma things.
Yeah.
Burying
Live, laugh,
monsters to cultivate a swaying taproot thing.
live, laugh, bloodroot.
Live, laugh, leech.
There we go, that's the joke.
This. I guess the shed maybe got burnt down, but
Or maybe it's like right next to the house and we're dingloids, dinguses.
Dinkloids, Peter Dinkloids. Kind of figured it would have been, but it sure doesn't appear to be.
As much as I appreciate the aesthetic, it makes bloody impossible to tell what anything is.
Yeah, a little bit. This is in your direction.
Oh.
Oh. Hello. Oh, shit. It's not interesting enough to interact with.
Apparently not.
Does it kind of remind me of the petrified woods?
You know, I've been thinking that. If you put your hands to the ground and go real still, you can feel them thumping down underneath the dirt. Angry, suffocating forever, being drained.
Oh.
Definitely deserved a slower read, but the load screens are so short.
Yeah. Computer's too good. So, exploding barrels? Are they full of blood from the well? I guess they're probably full of blood.
Oh, probably.
Yummy.
There's no reason to dig here.
Professor Oak's words echoed through you. It looks like a heart suspended from like a pulley.
Yeah, it's weird. Or
maybe
like
a
bait?
basket. Oh, could be bait. Don't like that.
Now those look like caskets.
Yeah. Just in case. I saw some red pixels.
Hmm.
Something like that. Grandmother says I'm going to have a little sister soon.
Ah, that's what the...
Oh,
Uh,
oh. As soon as she's done pupating.
yeah, there doesn't seem to be a
Y-
spot to interact with that at all.
Yeah, just not interesting enough to mess with. It's just your run of the mill heart bait
Hmm.
and these weird arches.
I mean, we're digging in the graveyard, right? Probably? This is the well, isn't it?
This is the well. The well is already dug.
Hmm. There's
Really,
no
I
need...
don't really want to dig up any of those things in the cemetery.
I know, but we're kind of short of anything else to do, so...
Dig the roots.
Hmm. I guess the garden is the... I guess this is the garden, right?
I guess so. Shouldn't upset them. She'll know. She'll feel it.
Okay,
Haha.
so that's just wherever around here.
Haha.
Haha.
Cool. It's to
Maybe
the
we need...
right. The right's the path you didn't take.
I think it did on the way out. I think that eventually led us back to the house.
Oh.
Which is fine, because maybe we can look at the holy book for some clues.
There were some more glumpulouses by
Some...
the house.
Oh, were there? Ooh.
Yeah, these things.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
crows.
crows.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
well.
Oh, okay. You did it. Blood bells have gathered on the arms of the irrigators. I hate how quiet they are, just completely silent. Bad feeling. Keep making this pile of dirt brighter and brighter. I don't want to keep doing this. I want to stop. Something's gonna happen to me.
Whoa!
Whoa! Well, she wasn't wrong.
I don't know if that's how the game was meant to go, or if that's just how it be.
Uh,
Ah. Do we fire that one back up and go one more game, or...
I suppose we could. I have a feeling since it just closed it that was the end of it.
Mm-hmm. It seems wild, right?
The whole thing seemed pretty wild.
Mm-hmm. Well, next up is Lethargy Hill.
I got my thrill
Oh,
on Lethargy Hill.
the earth churned and the house is what came out. Gruesome little cluster of verandas and spires, gables and windows. The earth kept rising like a tick filling with blood. I drank from the earth all around it, and in that way laid claim, all to feed the house up atop that hill like a queen on a throne, surveying. Okay, good. I think I managed to get all that in before.
It just came at you.
Bedrooms and drawing rooms. Why is the game capture not working? Hello, game capture.
Uh-oh.
Let's try that again. Folks, slightly more chaotic stream than normal tonight. Sorry about that.
These, by the way, part of a compilation by game developer Kitty Horror Show.
Mm-hmm.
Trans game developer. Got quite a few spooky games outside of the Haunted Cities packs.
Oh sure, this time you want the fucking game capture rather than the window capture.
I'll show you.
Okay. Third time's the charm. There we go. The earth churned and the house is what came out. Gruesome little cluster of verandas and spires, gables and windows. The earth kept rising like a tick, filling with blood. Drank from the earth all around it, and in that way laid claim, all to feed the house up atop that hill like a queen on a throne, surveying.
What is a bad miserable cluster of verandas?
Bedrooms and drawing rooms and halls and attics, kitchens and bathrooms and nurseries, all dark, all quiet. Only some of those windows let any light in. But there was only one basement, and it was where she lived. The matriarch, screeching rat queen cluster of veins and connective tissue and grinning, gnashing mouths. It was her house.
I was on board for a moment there. I mean, I guess I too am a cluster of veins and connective tissue, but it's not my favorite way of self-description.
She wanted a family, needed a few loved ones to live with her. It was lonely and all.
There should be more here.
What? It's that she couldn't see. She could feel them, though. No one walking through them. All that emptiness like a ringing in her ears. The visitors weren't exactly knocking down her doors. She'd have to make some. She'd need a husband. Yeah, that would be nice. A man of the house to shuffle around the hallways at nights, making sure doors were kept locked, scraping his feet along the carpet and sobbing gently in the silence. Husband things. So she concentrated real hard and snapped off a few pieces of herself to grow into little drones so that she could get to work. drone spread out into the forest, her hands and her eyes. What do I need to make a husband? She thought to herself. There sure were a lot of trees all around, just doing nothing. So the drones gathered up a great many twigs and sticks and fallen branches.
And all these plans for this place, even.
She could use the hair from the bodies of the people who got sick whenever they came to explore the woods, tie the sticks together, give her husband a handsome coif. 2 long arms, 2 long legs, a long body and a long head, all held together with hair and the glue of old room. The drones could eat the rest. They earned it.
Don't know what that means.
So soon she had a husband. He was just how she wanted, milling through the halls, wheezing and click-clacking his twiggy hands against the walls and doors and windows, dragging his feet and giving sweet little whimpering cries. It was nice not to be alone anymore. Still, it wasn't enough. She didn't want to be a couple, she wanted a family. A sister would be nice, she thought. Someone to scream at her. Someone who would come and go and keep an eye on her house from afar. What were sisters made of?
Airways, plans, my arms hurt. Ugh.
There was a cemetery nearby, just beyond the tree line. Not too far for the drones to reach, full of bodies and full of ghosts, buried and trapped in their bodies, screaming and screaming, ready for harvest. The drones tumbled down to the graves, biting the corpses and sucking the ghosts out through their necks. They came together, spat them all out into a pile and glued them together, pulling and stretching until the whole big mass was shaped kind of like a woman. A good enough sister, she thought. She'll shriek and make my life worse, press her face against the windows and fill my rooms with jealous looks.
Becky.
So now she had a husband to keep her company and a sister to keep her angry. But what's the point of being a family if you don't have any kids? She should have 2, she thought. A son and a daughter. They'd love each other and hate her, or love her and hate each other.
My blood feels dull and heavy.
They'd bring life and motion and sound, filling up the walls with shivering worm noise, trying to dig out each other's eyes. Her son would be an inside relative, like her husband. Her daughter would be an outside relative, like her sister. It was easy enough to make her son. Boys are simple and sweet. She brought the drones home and used their teeth to bite herself up, sucking up her own blood and spitting it all together in a pool. Her son rose up out of it, made of it, and got right to work, running amok all through the lower floors, staining the carpet and leaving smears on the walls. Her daughter would be more complicated, she told herself. Daughters always are. So she'd need to be made of complicated things. The spiders of the woods had their own hierarchy. Age is old and complex as anything, and they had 8 legs.
My veins miss the old poison.
A too large number of legs, in truth. The drones went raiding, the spiders fought, bit up the drones until they were nice and swollen, even tore a few of them apart. Once the drones grabbed the queen by the thorax and squeezed her until she burst, it was all over. This is a little bit LSD Dream Emulator, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Full House theme plays. The drones dragged the spiders together, and the spiders were too defeated to care. They mashed them up, squished them together, broken enough that they'd stick, but whole enough that there'd be plenty of legs and mandibles and eyes sticking out all over. I have such a lovely daughter, she thought, with pride. Her daughter wasted no time vomiting webs all over the place.
Neat.
Some night the daughter and the sister would meet, conspiring about how to kill her. It was wonderful, she thought. Just how it should be. Time passed like it's wont to do. For a while, she was happy, but not for long.
I used to burn once upon a time.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh. Aw, beans.
She started to get bored. All the husband did was scrape his way through the same halls, the same order, whimpering the same pleas and scratching the same walls, the same cluster of sharp wooden twigs. "Don't you ever do anything interesting?" she shouted, and he tripped and lay still for a long time. Then he just got back up and did his usual thing. "Worthless man," she thought. "I hope your hair comes undone and you fall apart."
Fucking straight people, I swear to God.
I know, right? Her sister, on the other hand, was far too lively. No longer content just to mash her eyeless face against the glass, she had found herself some shears and knives to use as hands, and had taken to carving up the walls outside, scratching the paint and marking up the wood. Hateful woman, she thought. You're supposed to envy, not assert yourself. To make matters worse, she was spending far too much time with her daughter.
Strength only enough to drag myself.
The daughter loved the sister. They had so much in common after all. They were both made of dead things. They were both locked out. This made her angry. You're supposed to make my daughter hate me, she thought. Instead, you've made her love you, and that's a whole different story. They went everywhere together. The daughter with her hundreds of slowly grasping spider legs. The sister with her ghostly sockets always weeping pale fluid. I'll make you pay for this, sister mine. She took solace in her son, the only one that truly loved her, that did anything right. He was fast congealing, and each inch of carpet he dragged himself across, or wallpaper he tripped and fell into, took a little bit of him away. She didn't want to lose him like that, and so she made him come back to the basement. He tripped and fell down the stairs, splattered apart, and ended up just like he'd started. A pool of her blood. I'll miss you, she thought, as the...
Rattling chains, only my own house is to haunt.
I'll miss you, she thought, as the drones lapped him back up. She hated her family. They weren't what she wanted. The drones went to the husband, cornered him in a hallway, pulled out his hair. He fell apart, and they gathered up all the twigs and fallen branches and fed them to one of the living room's fireplaces. It smoked, screamed, and smelled like rotten teeth. Good riddance to bad rubbish, she thought. The sister, the drones lured into the woods with a pile of... House is sealed forever. Never really opened at all. Heirloom jewellery and old unsent letters. When she fell upon the pile to feast, they fell upon her, crushing her soft, pale skull and shredding her apart. All the ghosts that made her sank back down into the soil, no bodies to hold them anymore. They were free. I've done a good thing, she thought. Her daughter was I have no idea. Whoa, Nelly!
Wait.
Her daughter was a sad, useless little nothing now that her sister was dead. The drones pulled her apart little by little, separating out the slick, chitinous little corpses she was made of. She didn't fight, didn't even bother to say goodbye. Ungrateful, she thought. Should have never had a daughter to begin with. The spiders were gathered up beside the corpse of their queen and buried. The drones didn't bother leaving a marker on the grave. And so she was alone again. Just her and her sinew and her gnashing teeth. Alone in that house, in that basement. The drones built monuments over the corpses of her family while she slept. She passed the time talking to herself, making the drones chew off parts of her, trying to will the house to shake apart. It never did, no matter how much she pulled at the walls. She felt very empty. I hope someone visits me soon, she thought.
Bleeding time.
That's God, it's so loud. Someone I don't know, someone I didn't make. That would be a surprise. So she opened a little path in the woods near the house and waited. As long as they don't talk to my dead family, I'll sure they'll come visit me. I'll invite them in and let them come see me. Then I'll have my drones chew off all their skin and I won't be alone anymore. I won't be alone anymore when they come visit me. And I've let them in, and they've come to see me, and I've chewed off all their skin. I won't be alone anymore. It'll be so nice not to be alone. I won't be alone anymore. I hope someone visits me soon. I won't be alone anymore. I know what I have to do? Question mark? Or tell me what I have to do, that was it.
I have to do.
Well, that was something.
That was a little more intense.
I could not look up at all. Did you know Snaps can't look up?
It's true. It was very... Full stop. It was very...
Yeah, it was very. That about covers it. Ah, but we won. GG.
We did it. We beat it. We beat that one. We're so good at video games.
Hmm. Okay, this next one is called Tenement, and it's very loud still. Main game capture, and what am I going to need for this? Now, why is that so much smaller than everything else was? Oh, because OBS is being funny.
Teehee.
Yahoo OBS. Okay, Tenement. That's what this one is. Oh. Hi. Oh.
This place reminds me a little bit of when I'd stay at my grandma's house as a kid. It looked a little bit like it does in here. I liked staying with my grandma. I never had to see her, just listen to the things she'd croak from inside her room. I'd spend a few hours every day sliding things under the door for her, but when she fell asleep I could do whatever I wanted. She lived out in the boonies, so it was always night, which meant the local station was always playing horror movies. Good ones, too. The ones where the men with knives for arms go around cutting off people's heads. and the head's just hanging there in the air, spinning around and crying and puking. So, like, kind of scary, but also kind of funny. She always kept her pantry full of cereals, mostly the bad, flavorless ones, but sometimes the good ones. So that's what I'd eat. I was too little to cook, so I couldn't do anything with all the livers in the fridge. Lucky thing she ate them raw, or I wouldn't have been able to take care of her. She had this room way down almost to the very end of the long, long hallway in her attic, so you go into this room and it was small and there were no windows or anything, and you close yourself in there. It was totally dark, but it would smell a little bit like incense and a little bit like burnt toast. You lay down in that room, and as soon as you started to drift off, the room would just start whispering things to you. Maybe it was just the floor whispering, and you'd feel the floor touching you, like these little fingers just kind of feeling you out, looking for a way in. Not like anything creepy, not like a pervy thing, just like the room sort of wanted to hang on to you, I guess. Like if a bed could tuck you under the covers by itself. That was how it felt, anyway. I miss that old house. She died, it died with her, so when I went the last time, it was just this big hole in the ground full of putrid skin and long white bones. I had to sit on the lip of the hole for a week and just reread old comics until my parents came to get me.
You know, Alice, you're not wrong.
Fucking what? Oh, you want to hear a story again? Yeah, sure, great. Oh, okay. Well,
Okay, what is gonna happen if I just... Oh,
okay.
grab it. Oh,
Oh.
uh-huh. Oh,
Oh.
what is this? A sewer level already?
Swirl already.
Uh,
Oh.
okay, at least it's not infinitely looping sewers. An infinite poop loop, if you will.
Ooh, I won't.
You know, I understand. I respect that.
Well, Boof just decided to cuddle with me, and I picked him up and snuggled him against me and realized he'd been bathing.
Oh, baby.
And I have a wet cat. He smells like wet cat.
Oh,
You smell like wet cat.
I know. It's great. Well.
Okay. Well, it took some time to get out of there, but
Hmm. Can't see shit, Captain.
yeah, not really.
Oh, it's a cinema, I think.
What's playing?
Hooks and Knives.
Oh,
Friday night only, The Fang-Toothed Maiden.
cool.
Ah, Vera, I didn't know you were in a film.
She's got fangs for teeth.
I was a
Oh.
teenage giant floating tennis? No, giant floating omniscient tick with spider eyes and 98 human teeth, PG-13.
Huh.
Yeah, Vera, there's the Fang-Toothed Maiden playing in this cinema. Oh, it's closed.
Oh.
What a rip. I want to find another weirdo to talk to. I don't know what the tone of that person's dialogue was meant to be, but you reading it in the way that you did certainly set the tone a fair bit. Like casual, I guess, is...
It felt very casual, like he was just going on and on about his grandma.
is that a... That looks like a person.
Oh, yeah. I never got to travel much. That's my big thing, I guess. My big regret. We all have one, don't we? Like one big regret we can't get over, and that's why we're here. I don't know, I'm just going off of movies and stuff, but yeah, like, I would have liked to, you know, living in the same town with the same rows and rows of cookie cutter houses, always night, streetlights never coming on, so they just stand there like pointless poles. It's mind numbing. My friend, whose name I forget, he used to travel sometimes with his family, and he would bring me back stuff. This one time, he brought me back a videotape from a place he'd gone during the winter break. He told me to watch it alone, so I did that night in my room, and it was this black and white video of a woman from the shoulders up. Only her eyes and mouth were empty, like no teeth or eyeballs or whatever, just these black holes. And she's up against a black wall and she's talking. And that was it. She just stood there with her lips moving, and there was a voice, but it was muffled, and it was saying these words in a different language. I don't think she was speaking sentences. The words didn't sound like they were arranged that way. Just word, pause, word, pause, word. 7 hours of that, and it was very mechanical and sharp, that language, like old metal. I never did figure out what it was, and it makes me feel stupid and sheltered. Didn't matter though, because as I stared at her, that black empty mouth contorting, I started to get the message, like it was being rolled over my brain with an ink roller, and the language didn't matter because the ink would just fill in the cracks. She was talking about a tower someplace under some kind of lockdown. It was so nice I started crying. From then on, whenever I'd wake up scared at night and yell out my parents' names and I'd find out their house was empty and I was alone, I'd turn on the tape and it'd comfort me. You can't find anything like that in a small town. They don't make things like that here. Things like art, you know? Or just things that feel important, things that don't make you feel like your soul's being sucked out to the bottoms of your feet.
Neat.
Okay.
If I fall into the
Whoa.
sewers again, is it going to become daytime? Let's find out.
Uh, oh man. So maybe there is kind of a connection between these because I feel like I don't know. She was talking about what sounded like exclusion zone and all this talk. Oh hey.
Oh, maybe,
Oh,
actually,
you
yeah.
too, huh? Trying to figure out what their heads are made out of.
Mm-hmm.
I have to remember the lot. I have to remember the street I was on. The dog that got me is back there. It stopped moving after it got me. I saw it. It must still be there with my skin filling up its metal stomach, processing and grinding. I got over the fence and looked down, and my leg was just wet muscle. And then there was a booth in the way, and I couldn't read. Ah, beans, ah, beans, ah,
No
beans,
more
ah, beans,
skin.
ah, beans.
I
No more
kept...
skin. I kept moving, though, until I didn't. I found that house and went in through the window, and they had that nice bedroom in there with the full bed and pictures of a lake. I don't know how long I slept in there. Maybe I'm still sleeping there. It feels like a little like a dream down here. My skin feels wet and sallow, like in a dream. Like if I opened it up, I'd just be full of air and smoke. Maybe I will. You're not going to stop me, are you? I have to get back to that lot and see if the dog's still there. I need the skin of my leg back. I had a key that I kept under that skin, and I don't have it anymore, so that means the dog must have it. And I could just see it there, the little prick, just ticking away, digesting me, the slats on his back ventilating that red mist they make, just staring into the middle distance, making that droning, breathing noise. I need that key.
What is that head?
Yeah, I know. I thought they were like animal skulls, but it's got more of like a I don't know.
Hmm. Oh, Alice reckons it's
Hornet.
Hornet? Let's have another
Yeah,
look.
it does have kind of a bug
Yeah,
face
I
looking.
think it's been scrundled a bit, but yeah, it's...
Yeah,
Maybe
and
it's
it's
like a...
definitely mirrored.
Maybe it's like a top view of a Hornet and two side views all kind of mashed together.
Snorgels together.
Hmm.
I'm glad we're streaming these because this is the sort of thing that it's got the sort of aesthetic qualities I can't quite describe that really creep me the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I would be a lot less okay playing this on my own,
Oh my god, yes, same.
even though this is like the least creepy of them so far because it's just some funny looking dudes rambling.
I mean, it's weird. It's uncomfortable in a way, uh, and like we're kind of doing funny goofs on it. But
And that helps.
mhm. Because like all horror kind of stops being as frightening if you just don't suspend your disbelief sufficiently.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's still
Well, it's still
nighttime
dark.
here. So,
I think, well,
oh, yep. I wasn't sure if
back
I'd fallen or
into
not.
the blood sewers. Definitely gonna be some slaughterfish and mud crabs in here.
Mm-hmm.
I do know something about this game in particular, in that there's a quirk either with going back to the beginning or reloading the game entirely.
Oh.
I think there might be like a keyboard shortcut to restart the game,
Oh, okay.
possibly. I don't know. Let's talk to this lady first before we attempt that. You don't have to tell me. I know what's going on here. I can still feel myself. My weight in that bathtub roaches up to my neck. But I know that's not where I am. It's where I have to get back to, not where I am. And I know the difference, but I can't move. My feet are stuck to the floor. See this? See all these veins? Like the roots of a weed. It's fucking annoying. Can't move, can't see, can't hear, can't get home. God, I can feel them though, all those little legs and teeth. I can hear the alarm going off in the other room. It's like I'm here and I'm there at the same time, but the real me is here. But the me I need to be is there, you know? You look pale, so it seems like maybe you know. Wish I could do something about these roots, though. Wish I could just carve them out and get moving. I guess then I'd have to figure out where to go from here. Maybe I'd hop one of those trains outside of town, crawl up underneath one of its panels, and nestle in against its Sika, and just ride it wherever it goes. All roads lead to home, right? Hey, get away from me. Get the fuck away from me. You want me to stay down here forever? Well, fuck you. You mind your own fucking business, and I'll mind mine. Sorry? Good luck with your foot veins. I
Ooh,
guess.
this is different.
Hi. Do you remember? I don't remember. I remember some things. Pepperidge Farm remembers. I don't remember it all. God, it's like it got cut out, you know? I remember there were nails and they cut my feet when I walked. Ribbons of skin trailing me, flapping and laughing and skittering and collecting ashes. I remember his eyes, so wide, all those rotten teeth. So many teeth, rows and rows. I don't remember why I needed them. I don't remember. Can you tell me anything? I'd like to remember. There's this feeling in my palms like there's things in there, crickets or termites, and they're swimming in my muscle and chewing up my memories, and I dig them out, but what did they do wrong? That's just what they do. It's only natural. I feel dizzy and my head hurts. Maybe I'm hungover. I drank so much of the stream with my head held under. I had to drink. I was thirsty and afraid, and my feet kept hitting the concrete until they felt soft and painful and wet. I think I was laughing, but I can't remember. Fuck, I can't remember anything. Can you help me? This is kind of fucking creepy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the things that I'm saying with my mouth.
It's kind of rough, isn't it? Wait, hang on. Okay, is
Huzzah.
this the same ladder, though?
Uh,
Oh, two different ladders.
two different ladders. Two different fates.
Okay, this is the upstream ladder, so I guess if we're still in the dark, we can try the downstream ladder.
I suppose that makes sense.
Okay. Downstream ladder it is. Whee! I don't know where these sewers are fixed in their setup, or
Hard to tell. We've been getting new people every time, at least.
are you new? Do you remember? I don't remember.
Oh.
Okay, so that's...
Same dialogue, different body, though.
Yeah. So this should be the upstream ladder.
That would be the one that we took last time.
And this is the downstream ladder. Oh, hey.
Alright. That room was mine. They had no right. I paid my rent for 100 years. Who the hell are they to force me out? My skin is in those walls. The carpet knows how I taste. So much of my flesh and blood and puke and mucus and pucus and mook have gone down those drains, just clogging up the pipes. I'm caught in the room's throat. I'm a part of it. Sometimes I would push myself against the wall and my skin would start to melt and the wallpaper would knit its way around me. Such comfort, such sublime assurance. I'm an electrician, goddammit. I sew nerve endings to I-beams and open eyes and make towers scream. You can't do this to me. I'll go to the housing authority, that's what I'll do. I'll show them all the scars, those teeth marks up and down my arms, and I'll tell them to go to my apartment and check its breath. They'll smell my sweat on it and they'll know that it's mine. You can't just evict someone from a place like that and give it to someone else. We'll chew them up, and anyway, it's mine. I worked hard all my life. I don't ask for anything except a home that keeps me in its mouth. Who the hell do you think you are?
I'm leaving.
Certainly has a visceral sort of way with words, doesn't she?
Oh, well, this is different, at
Okay.
least.
It's a bit redder. That's a fun little noise it's making.
It's fine, it's just a little apocalypse out.
Just a sketch.
Slightly undercutting the tension by bunny hopping everywhere.
That's okay, because I'm feeling a little tense. I said, gently caressing the tiniest surface you've ever seen.
That's like a pretty good joke.
Thank you. Roof didn't seem to like it.
Hey, I love your dress.
I just wanted to get out. That was all. It didn't matter where I went. I just didn't want to be there anymore. I hated that place so much, and it hated me. You could tell. It hated everyone, I think, but people just lived there anyway, as if they couldn't do anything to change it. So many of the old buildings downtown were getting soft, filling with pores. Bats eating wasps and leaking chemicals all over the roads. Everywhere you went, people just sneered and sobbed. If you didn't sneer and sob, you didn't belong. Fuck small towns. I used to fantasize about getting in a car, throwing all my books and bottles and clothes and things in the back seat, and just taking off one night, never looking back. I don't care what's out on the road. Couldn't be any worse than staying still someplace like that. I doubt the town would be strong enough to pull me back, the state it was in. And even if it was, I don't think it'd care enough about me. Do you ever wonder about that? Maybe a town like that hates you just as much as you hate it. Maybe it doesn't want you to be there any more than you do. I guess if something were crawling all over me and it didn't act like it belonged there or didn't seem like it was enjoying it, I wouldn't want it on me either. Whatever. My family never had a car, not on the kind of bullshit salary they paid at the ink plant. Sometimes I feel like that sort of thing's on purpose. They don't pay you enough to buy a car. You can't leave. You can't leave. You have to stay. You have to stay. You need a job. You need a job. You work at the plant. Snake eating its own tail forever and ever. My mom tried to prepare me for a job at the ink plant. Every time we would pass one of those tuner things on a streetlight when we were walking home, she'd show me how to slit it with a penknife and suck the ink out without swallowing. I'm sort of glad I ended up here before I ended up working at that place. It's quiet and lonely here, but at least I can sit and look at the sky.
I love that there's lovely and honestly cogent metaphors about personhood of places going on, and then just
Hey, what's the camera right now? Oh, things are getting a little angled.
just some buck fucking wild things like that also.
Yeah.
Are we gonna wind up in a different sewer if we jump this time?
Possible.
Oh.
So few doors here can be opened. Queen of Knives 3, City of Flesh. Airbud 7, Bloodsport. Okay. Cool.
Good. Lovely. Love it. Oh, hey.
Ghosts. Ghosts. This building is full of ghosts. Isn't that funny? They crawl and slither and moan, but I don't know if you'd say they haunt. You look at this place and it seems like the sort of building where ghosts would be stored, not when they'd haunt. You seen the ghost up in 3B, the apartment with the damp carpets and all the aquariums and stacks of newspaper? The old head just shuffles around, moving by its jaw and that long, fat tongue, just moaning and sobbing. Not very scary, huh? No, not really. And you have that woman in 5A who just lays in her bathtub staring at her feet. She looks pale, paler than ghosts look. You think she's sick or something? I guess I'm asking too many questions. You know what I bet it is? I bet it's those lights. Lighting is so important. Like, I'm very affected by my environment. I'll get all kinds of messed up if I'm someplace and the lights look wrong. The light in there, it kills the moths. It just oozes out of those paper fixtures all pale and too bright. What's with those fixtures anyway? They put them up there like they're getting ready to paint around the lights, but they just never did. Now it looks like the building just got left behind halfway through some kind of renovation. Anyway, yeah, lights. Just melts the wallpaper, that drab green-blue floral pattern. Now it just runs down the walls like nicotine residue. I bet that's what's messing the girl up. I don't know about the head, though. Those aquariums in his apartment put out some really nice light, soft and blue. I wonder what the ghosts are like up on those top few floors. You can tell from the outside that the lights are off up there. Do you think the ghosts get better or worse when it's dark? Do they get scared too? If you went into one of those dark rooms up there, do you think the ghost would freak out and start screaming with its huge twisted up teeth and come after you? That might be kind of funny. Something tells me they're just milling around in the dark, though. Boring job, ask me.
Metasign says, this game reminds me of a two-panel comic that recently went around my part of Twitter. Some people say that this graveyard is haunted. I disagree. I've been here 146 years and never seen anything weird. Like it. I like it. Was that tower always... Well... Okay, downstream, downstream. Oh.
Oh.
Well, good for them.
One, two, I guess.
Hmm. Oh, me make mistake.
Uh-oh.
Oh. That's better.
Yeah, it's way better.
Oh. Go where the light is.
Probably a good idea. I ever told you about my weird fear of arc sodium light?
No?
Yes, I have. Well, it's here now.
If you have, I don't remember. It's wild.
Yeah, just that orange light is the most unsafe feeling. I don't know.
That's fair, actually, yeah. I can see that.
Woo-haba, haba, luba, haba, raba.
I think there's a... Well, I thought wrong. Maybe it'll be fine when I get back up there.
Oh, you're back.
We've spoken to them, so...
Could probably put all these ghost interviews in the middle of an episode of Night Vale and nobody'd be able to tell.
You know? You're wicked right.
Might well be. I only ever listened to a couple episodes of that.
Same. I had a few friends who were wicked into it, but I just couldn't get it to stick for me. Oh, hey!
It's
Huh.
better now. Did you go downstream again? You did, didn't you?
Yeah. I guess downstream progresses the time?
It seems like it.
There's that funny tower. Now you were saying something about restarting the game?
I kind of feel like heading downstream was having the same effect as... I might have been misremembering it as that.
Ew. Okay, are you... Yep, okay.
Huh. Skybox. This got kind of a Silent Hill vibe suddenly with that music.
You know, yeah. Oh, hey. Oh, you could BLJ off of this in Mario.
Ah.
interesting that these...
Changed once and never
Yeah.
again.
What's your story?
You know what this place is missing? A hotel. You may laugh, but I'm telling you, when I was younger, everywhere that was anywhere had a hotel. I was lucky enough to grow up just an hour outside of a city with a hotel. My papa and I, and then later my dates and I, used to go into the city together by rail and make an evening of it, like everyone else who was young or in love or both. It was so exciting being there, all crowded into the lobby with dozens and dozens of other hopefuls, the murmur and the energy. Sometimes you'd meet people who had been before, and they'd tell you some of their experiences. Sometimes you'd meet people who'd never been, and you'd tell them some of yours. There's a real sense of brotherhood to it, a shared wonder that brought you together. And the person at the front desk would appear and announce that a new room had been born and cleaned and was ready. Oh, you should have been there. Instant quiet, excited silence until that desk person called out the numbers. Getting to be the first to visit a newborn room was like winning the lottery. You felt like a pioneer. Yeah, so you heard the stories. Well, I heard them too. And you know something? Most of them are true. Yes, there were rooms that would pull the skin right off your bones. Yes, there were rooms that snapped you and made you ground you up. There were rooms with floor made of spider skin and walls made of wasp bone, where everything stank and buzzed and howled and you'd come back out broken or not at all. They weren't even all that rare, but it was worth it. You don't believe me, but it was worth the chance to get to be the first to enter a newborn room. Because there was always the chance to be the one to find the room, the grand and final room, the one where the hotel's heart and mind and eyes and soul were. You'd get to be the one to sink your knife into its brain and kill the hotel for good and all, and the city would remember you forever. It was a long shot, a pie-in-the-sky kind of dream, but if you don't chase those kind of dreams, then what's the point? Then they went and developed that chemical and just poisoned them all. Cured, they said. The problem of the hotel infestation solved forever. Well, they solved the problem of a whole national pastime in the process, the bastards. Damn shame, ask me. Fucking what?
I love it.
I saying my mouth.
I love it. I love... fucking love that just opens up... Yeah, this place needs a hotel.
Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be a normal one for a change. Nope.
Not with the
Wrong.
frizz.
Not with the... Oh, no.
Mm?
Careful, Capo. Careful.
Maybe a little change on natural 20? Like to fit them into an episode of Night Vale, or... The map definitely changes as well, because this area got real badly scrundled at some point.
Yeah, that's true. It got all like angly and weird.
Who are you? Oh, we've spoken. Goodbye.
Yeah. Is it Tim? It's Tim. Weird.
The speed at which the head bobs happen with this running cycle just makes me think of...
Just violent crab walking.
There's maximum goblin motion. Boing, boing, boing.
I'm glad you know how to navigate through this place, because I sure don't.
What should I torture the girls with today, chat? Any ideas?
Well, how about you torture us with donations towards the Transgender Law Center?
Do me a favor, because I'm curious now.
Uh-huh.
Press R.
Yeah, R's
Press and
not...
hold R.
Oh,
No.
press and hold? Yeah, it's not doing anything.
Now it doesn't seem like it was doing what I thought it was doing, and I feel like we're missing kind of the core conceit of this.
Oh.
I really, really can't stand taking the subway anymore. I know, I get it. It's free, and it's fast, and it's convenient, and we have to support them or they'll die off. I guess it's more the stations I hate, or the platforms, or whatever you'd call them. I hate sitting down there waiting, just sitting in pitch dark except for those emergency lights that kind of jitter if you look right at them. What's with those shapes moving around them in the dark? What are those even supposed to be? Hanging people? Hands? I don't know. I've never been touched by one, so small mercies, I guess, but they still just make me angry. I shouldn't have to put up with that just to get from A to B. I at least wish they'd lift the noise law so I could listen to some music or something. Having to stay dead quiet makes everything so boring. I feel like I'm in a boarding school or something, having to sit up straight, not make a sound, and just listen to dark figures mill around. Oh, shit, have you ever tried to just walk a subway tunnel before the trains come, or after it's just left? That's a trip. You'll never get where you're going, obviously, but that's not the point. You feel something. I don't know if it's bad or good, but you sure as hell feel it. The tunnels, they sort of shiver, like the train's touch woke or something up. What? Like the train's touch woke something up in them. If you go far enough, you'll start hearing noises from both directions, like distant screaming arguments or old sad music, or the city's organs working if it's not too long after the dinner hour. I think I'd recommend it. It's worth doing once. Might take a friend along with you and a real long piece of string or something. Do the whole Ariadne thing, just so you don't spend hours stumbling your way back out. There's a chance the train will come, but whatever. You get smashed into a fine mist, you'll just come back tomorrow. Might leave anything fragile at home, though. Your lockets or necklaces, those treasured keepsakes. Can't get those back. Those the subway tunnels take and keep.
Wild. Okay, so it's definitely progressed through the daytime, I think, a little bit. Oh, hey.
Oh, this is new. Okay, maybe we are making progress.
So you seem to have a better idea of what's going on here than I do.
I have a hazy recollection of this game in particular from the thing that told me these games' existence in the first place, but
Okay, was this the person we spoke to about Subway?
you freak, baby.
Be free for Die Hard. Like, the city as a living organism is definitely a good metaphor. It's a little bit well worn, I suppose, but like, I like how it's depicted in the discussions we've been having with these folks.
It's very visceral, for sure.
It's... Do you want me to start this one off again?
It's better for me this way, no form at all. I like how it feels.
Uh-oh. You good, my love? Ruh-roh. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh, that's not a good sign. OKLTG is Sleetish for distress. Her internet might well have crapped out. I'm not 100% sure yet. Let's find out. Oh, maybe. I'm I'm a little bit upset that she's just kind of sitting there with her eyes closed. Oh dear, and now she's a square. Ruh-roh. Well, please hold, chat. We'll work this one out. Ooh. Oh, excuse me. Uh-huh. She's, communicating. Hang on. Yeah, well, Sleet has gone offline on Discord, so I don't know what's occurring. Oh, I'm getting a call. Hello. I made the fun mistake of picking up on my mobile phone instead of actually. Nobody can hear you. Okay, Discord pooped itself. Is it coming back pooped itself, or is it we're switching to Telegram for the rest of the night? Badly pooped, you say? Okay. Okay. Sweet. Oh no. Okay. Let me dial you in on Telegram. I will be right with you. Choo. Okay, folks, so it seems like Discord, which we use for our various stream things, has kind of pooped itself a little bit. So that's fun. Let me figure out how I'm going to deal with this. Okay. Da, da, da.
Hello.
Hello, caller. You're live on Girl Stream Team.
Oh my god, I'm biggest fan, long time caller, first time listener.
Oh my god.
Sup?
No, not much. We're just playing some Tenement. Would you like to?
Do we?
Would you like to talk to this character to win?
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
Okay.
I'd love to do that and then teach you a fun secret that I learned.
What's your fun secret that you learned?
We'll talk to this person first.
Okay.
It's better for me this way. No form at all. I like how it feels. Like I feel like mist or water, like rubber, like TV static. It's a nice, cold, warm, glowy feeling, like I could just drift and flicker. You get it, right? Having a body was so complicated and unrewarding. I remember this one time I woke and my hands had grown out. The skin had gone all green and slick like a frog's skin. And these fingers, 1.5 feet long at least, it was like they just didn't have bones anymore. I'm sure they sure looked like they had bones, but damned if I could pick anything up. So that was my whole week, just shuffling around my apartment, trying and failing to pick things up, sobbing to myself. I was able to turn my TV on with my mouth, so there was that, I guess. I hated having to eat and sleep. All this upkeep, and oh shit, do you remember how heavy you'd feel? Oh, it feels even more extreme to think back on it now when you're like this, and it's like I don't even have any weight on me at all, but even back then I felt it, just so heavy. Dragging all this meat around, this crying, changing, aching, hungry, tired meat. No food was ever enough. You just get hungry again. You're always tired, just dragging yourself from one sleep to the next. Your teeth would rot and eyelids would appear in weird places with no eyes behind them, just sockets. Think about teeth, exposed bits of bone that will rot over time. Seems like it's to some people, guess for fucking up. Pretty wild. Even if it was, I can't imagine what made with it. The only feeling I liked was rain. I miss rain. I like to sit out on my shit.
Let's try that again. Not from the top, but like.
I think either mouse wheel or plus minus will let you speed or slow those down.
Oh really? Oh.
Sort of.
Yeah, minutely.
Minutely. Well, it stopped now.
Oh. Okay, it was about fucking, I think.
The teeth would rot and eyelids would appear in weird places with no eyes behind them, just sockets. Think about those teeth, exposed bits of bone that will rot over time. Seems like a defect. I guess some people were into fucking, and they all seem pretty wild about it. Like they just go on and on about it, but it was never my thing. Even if it was, I can't imagine it would have made it worth it. Maybe the only feeling I liked was rain. I miss rain. I like to sit out on my balcony during the rainstorms, watching those bloated whale things just hanging in the sky with their guts pouring down, and the rain would fall on my skin all warm and cool at the same time. And then when it stopped, everything had the well, I weren't feeling those things again. But I wouldn't go back to it just for that. Not worth it, generally speaking. Except for the feel of having a cat repeatedly flip his tail in your open, stupid mouth. Huh. Okay, you want a fun secret?
What's the fun secret?
The restart button is F5.
Oh. I guess that tracks. I want to get the weird yellow light back. Yeah.
I don't.
What? You don't what?
I was gonna say I don't think you're going to cycle in the way that you think you're gonna cycle.
Well, you were wrong, apparently. Apologies for the lack of sleet on screen. We're,
This is my true form. I am Gray Cube.
No, you're not even cube right now. You're just.
What?
I know. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm just fully gone. I'm a ghost now. Spooky, scary.
Okay, that was a void. I'm gonna avoid the void. And the
Avoid
noise.
the void. And the pizza.
Oh god, I want pizza so bad. I've made a covenant with myself that I'm going to order a big fucking pizza after the big marathon on Saturday. And that's gonna be pizza
Oh yeah,
time.
I'm getting the hell pizza out of myself on day.
Well, that's interesting because now this has got some chicken wire over it.
Yeah.
Oh hey.
Oh hi. good. You're back. I was just thinking about what you asked me yesterday, and oh, wait, no, you're not them, are you? You're someone different? Sorry, I mistook you. It's hard to see. Do you want to hear what I was going to say anyway? I was going to tell you about this cul-de-sac I used to visit. The road only went so far as the end of the cul-de-sac and then stopped, which is to say, there were no inroads. It was just there out in the middle of some huge expanse of nothing. The only way you could get there was to dream about it, or to have a doctor induce it with some chemical or other. You think you're alone there no matter how many other people are with you. You can't see or hear them, and whatever they do there doesn't affect you, so this cul-de-sac, it's very Midwestern suburban, plain drab little middle-class houses. They're always dark and empty, but the nice thing is if you go there and you wait long enough, one or two of those houses' front doors are going to open, and then you can just walk in. The houses are more interesting on the inside than the outside, which I guess is true of all houses. They'd be different every time, although the layouts would be mostly unchanged. I remember going into one of the houses once, and all the carpets were torn up and the walls unpainted, as though the house were still under construction. I went up to the top floor of the house and went to the master bedroom, which was full of these wire mesh cages full of grasshoppers, the big dark gray ones, all angry and banging around trying to get out. There were three windows in that room. Two of them looked out onto the cul-de-sac, but one of them looked out over this long, dark tunnel where each time you'd look, you'd see a distant figure start rushing towards you, loping with its two long limbs and face. You'd wake up before it got to you, like you were just ejected or something. I was always curious to see the figure. I wanted to wait until I got right up to the glass, but the house was never like that again after the time it was like that for me.
Normal.
Awful. Awful to think about.
Hmm. I think it might be time to wrap up because it's pretty late.
I think you might want to F5 it.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Chat with that person.
This one? I mean, we've had this one
Okay.
before.
We sure have.
Uh-huh. If there's a thing you need me to do, I need you to hint more strongly, my love.
It's the F5 key.
Again? Okay.
Again.
Okay. So, this person's gone now.
Sure are.
Do you need me to F5 again?
See if we can find somebody.
Okay. So that's subway person. F5?
Okay, F5.
Oh. Wait a second, wait a second. Oh, the edges of my vision are bad.
It's quite an experience from Telegram. Talk to them.
Okay. What's wrong with the... Oh, you're different.
What's wrong with the air? It's like it's thick. I can't breathe. Shit, why do I even feel the need to breathe? What's happening? What did you do? Look at you. It's all over you. You know something about this, don't you? You have something to do with this. I can tell.
What? Uh.
Can't help you. I can't. You have to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What? What? Hey, what the fuck? Hey, what the fuck, though?
Yeah, right, though? Any other fun friends around, or do we feel concluded with the scene? Hey, are you... Do you feel this? I don't know. It's like something's wrong. Fuck, my head. I feel so heavy. I'm not supposed to feel like this. I don't think... Are you feeling this too? Christ, I don't...
It hurts. It hurts. It hurts.
It hurts.
Cool.
3 different movies.
Triple
They just
feature.
happen to be... Yeah. No, I don't like this. This is wrong. This isn't supposed to happen here. It's not supposed to happen here. Back there, maybe. Back where I came from. But this is wrong. I thought I wasn't supposed to be anymore. I don't understand.
I mean, the sky's looking all fucked up like it was in the house one.
Yeah. Listen, you have to stop. You have to. Don't you understand? Don't you see what's happening? This isn't right. It's hurting us. It's sending us down. You can't keep doing this to us. We have to stop. Please, please, please stop.
Well,
Well,
hmm.
looks normal. Looks fine. This is good. Please stop. It hurts. Please stop. It hurts. Please stop. It hurts.
Scintillating. Oh, hey. Oh. You know what? I deserved this. But
You used us up. We are angry. Come back tomorrow.
well, shit. That was really something. What the? Uh-oh. Did... Hello?
I don't think I was supposed to hit that button.
You push wrong button.
I pushed the wrong button. So those were all games about different expressions of pain.
Mm-hmm.
The lattermost being about, you know, pushing your creativity past unhealthy levels. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I can see that.
So yeah, creepy stuff, weird shit. Very interesting game game developer here, Kitty Horror Show.
Yeah.
Quite a way with words.
Absolutely. Like,
Quite a way with making sort of disconcerting, very uncomfortable horror games.
definitely recommend checking their stuff out. The Haunted Cities series is available, pay what you want, on itch.io. I've dropped the link in the chat. And also from them, I definitely recommend checking out Anatomy, which is a whole wild meditation on just houses and how they can come to hate and begrudge the people inside them, and just that seems to be a theme in a lot of Kitty Horror Show's work. They also do have interactive fiction called Wolf Girls in Love, so you know.
Not all scary.
Mhm.
Maybe.
So I think we are gonna cap tonight off with a raid.
Ah, yes, we've been expecting you.
Oh, hi Melody. I had
Hi, Melanie.
I had literally just said the words, "We're going to cap tonight off with the raid," and I was just about to say, "So let's go and pick on Melody." So, whoops. Uh-oh. Oh
So
beans.
it seems like maybe you're just on time for your violin lesson.
Just on time for your violins lesson. Oh, hey Video Ghost, hey Melody, and thank you for the first time chat, the Audio War and
Hey,
Video
thanks,
Ghost.
everybody.
Yeah.
Sorry about the poor timing.
Yeah, but I mean, well, welcome, folks. It's nice to have you here. I'm sorry that we're just wrapping up. The Uno reverse card of rage. Yeah, me and Melody just fucking stare at each other down like, who's gonna blink first? What were you all playing, anyways? Oh no.
I was so sure we weren't ending. Oh no.
Oh,
Resident's
beans.
Bad Day on the Midway. Never heard of that.
That sounds familiar. That sounds very familiar. Hmm. Intriguing. Ah, beans. Well, you know what? Um, I do have someone else I can send you all towards Folly Night 3D. But for folks that have landed here, hey, we're a girl stream team. My girlfriend Sleet is the other voice that you're hearing. I'm Jax.
Hello.
Um,
Discord pooped itself, so you can't see me right now, but I'm here.
Discord pooped itself real bad, and unfortunately, Discord's kind of integral for us to be able to do our things, so that's why it's just me sitting here all alone, no one here beside me. Um, we are a couple of trans girl streamers. We're currently doing a fundraiser for the Transgender Law Center with a big 12-hour marathon this Saturday starting at 9 a.m. Pacific. So, hey, if you want to follow us and maybe come hang out then, that would be amazing.
This could be fun.
Yeah. Otherwise, we are going to raid Folly Night 3D. And yeah, we will get a /5. Thank you for the follow, and also the Audio War. Thank you for the follow, much appreciated.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for coming in. We're gonna send you over to Folly Night 3D, and Kerbumble, thank you for the follow, much appreciated.
Cubumble.
What should our raid phrase be, real quick? Hang on, let's see. Y'all were late for your violin lesson.
Would "Please Stop It Hurts" be a bad raid phrase? Because I think it might be.
I like "Please Stop It Hurts," but yes, it's kind of a bad raid phrase. Let's do. I don't know. I'm late for my spooky. lesson?
Subway is full of teeth.
Sure. Full of teeth. There you go. Okay. I'm gonna raid Folly Knight, and when you arrive in their chat, send them that. I'm sure that's not a threat.
Nobody knows what it means, and that's fine.
Least of all us.
Everything's okay.
Everything's fine and normal. Anyway, we'll catch you all later. You all take care, and mwah.
Mwah.